What's up everyone, welcome to Workshop Rebuild. As you already know, I'm working on a motorcycle, a car, and a smaller garden tractor, but that didn't stop me from picking up a brand new project right here. This is a John Deere 1445 produced in 2011. So this is the Series 2 version, and it also has the four-wheel drive option. So it's fully loaded, and in today's video, I'll give you guys a walk around on this machine, and then I'll go into detail what the issues may be and what I might have to fix. The first thing you'll notice when you look at this machine is that it has a massive cab towards the front. And yes, this is the front of the machine. Your bigger wheels are your front wheels and your smaller wheels are your back wheels. The back wheels are also your steering wheels at the same time. Since this is a four-wheel drive machine, your front wheels will be always driven, but you can engage the back wheels as well via a drive shaft, which is right down below, right in this area. That right there is the drive shaft mechanism for the rear wheels. But now looking at the styling of this machine, it's very interesting because your engine and the engine bay is towards the back and you're sitting basically on top of the hydraulic motor and the hydraulic pump. Now this plastic piece on the side right here is just for styling on the right side, but when we come over to the left side, you will notice that there is a fuel tank. So this right here, this plastic piece is a fuel tank. It goes all the way to the bottom and you can fill up your fuel right here. And this tractor or this machine right here is a diesel tractor. Now we'll swing by the front of this machine and this is where you hook up some of your attachments. If that's a mower, snowblower, or even a power broom, they get hooked up to these lift arms right here off to the left and to the right. And since these are lift arms, they are powered by 2 cylinders. Right down there is a drive shaft and that powers your front attachment. And we also have 2 hydraulic fittings that can power a cylinder. So if you have a snowblower, you can power a chute, and that will actually pivot from left to right. Now we'll focus on the inside of the cab and share with you guys some of the cool features this machine has. So I'm gonna open up the cab door. And once I open up the cab door, I'll tell you, it feels very premium. The glass and all the hinges feel very good. The only thing I have to hook up right now on this machine is this little damper because the nut is missing and I didn't find one yet. So the door right now is open. As you can tell, there are a bunch of parts that belong to this machine. They're just not in the right place. Right here we have our seat. It's a very comfortable seat, I'll tell you that. It has a lot of adjustment and the springs are still very good. Now over here on the steering wheel, this feels a little bit cheaper in my opinion, but it's actually still very solid. The machine and the steering wheel feel very good. Over here, you'll notice there is a lever on the side. So if I pull this, the whole column will actually drop towards the seat. So if you want the steering wheel a little bit closer, just pull on that and then push it back in to lock it in place. Over here, we have our throttle. So full throttle is over here and idle is down below. Now on the left side of this machine, you'll notice there's a cup holder and our fuel gauge. So you'll see how much fuel you have within your tank. Now on the other side, so towards your right hand, you will have other levers and functions, and I'll get to that in just a second once I open the other door. Now on the top, towards the headliner, you'll notice we have our filter, we have a cab light, and we have vents on either side because this machine does have AC and heat. So right there, you'll notice it has AC and heat, and right over there is our switch for our cab light. Behind our head, we'll also have 2 vents. So right here and over there, 2 more vents. And on the left side, so when you're sitting right here with your left hand, you can reach up above and you'll see there's a wiper on the front windshield and the back, so you can activate that. And you also have work lights towards the front or the back. This cab right here is basically fully loaded. I didn't see any buttons that were missing or any of those cutouts that just had a blank piece of plastic in them. So let me know down below if you guys have a machine like this, if this cab is fully loaded or not. But right now I'm gonna open up the other door and share with you guys some of the other features, and then I'll dig through those spare parts and talk about this drivetrain. I'm gonna open up this second door over here, and on the right side of the seat, you'll have more functions for this machine, and I'll walk you through them real quick. This lever right here is to raise or lower your front lift cylinders, and this will raise or lower your attachment up front. This right here is your PTO. So once you want to start up your mower, you actually pull this up, your PTO is engaged. If you want to shut your PTO off, you just push it back down and it should shut off. So we have another lever in the back, and this seems to be four-wheel drive, especially the way the lever is engaged. But if I bring that lever up front, I'm not exactly sure what this right here means. It looks like two-wheel drive up front, but then maybe automatic in the back or maybe assisted. I'm not exactly sure what that means. If you guys know what that means, drop a comment down below. Over here on the right side of the steering wheel, you'll notice the ignition switch, the hour meter, and another light switch. These lights are on the front of this steering column, so they're right in there. And I think that's a really cool option because you'll have lights right on top of your attachment, especially at night. You'll be able to see your mower deck or even your snowblower. Now we also have some features for our feet, and this big lever towards the right is basically a big brake. So this brake activates both sides. Now down below you'll notice there is a forward and reverse pedal. Those are two independent pedals. So this is a hydrostatic machine. If you push that, you'll go forward, and if you stop, it won't go anywhere. And then if you push reverse, it will go in reverse. Now on the left, there are two more foot pedals, and these are independent brakes. So if you push the right one, you will stop your right wheel from turning. And if you push the left one, you will stop the left wheel from turning, even if you go forward. Within this cab, there's some awesome features, especially the heated cab. I'm really looking forward to that. I don't have a cab on any of the other machines that I have outside, so this will come in handy in wintertime or even during summer when you have to get out of the dust. But right now, I want to go through all those parts right there with you guys, and then we'll figure out what might be wrong with this machine. On this table, I have an assortment of brand new parts and used parts that came with this machine. In the middle of this table, you'll notice a used head gasket. So somebody was already working on this engine and they had to replace the head gasket. But not only the head gasket, over here I have some used bearings. As you can tell, they are used because there is wear on them. So we have 4 used bearings down below. This right here looks like a brand new bearing. This might even be for the camshaft. It looks new, and it's just damaged because it was probably in that box over time. So we have some used parts in the middle, like O-rings, some bolts, or even some gaskets. But then we have brand new parts from John Deere that came with this machine. So right here, we have a valve guide. We actually have some more valve guides over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 valve guides. 4 valve guides for a 3-cylinder engine doesn't really work. So probably 2 have already been installed, but that doesn't really make any sense either. Over here, we have 1 valve seal. This is a brand new valve seal. That doesn't make any sense for a 3-cylinder either. Over here, 4 boxes of brand new bearings. As you can see, brand new bearings right there. And these might just be for the connecting rods, but I'm not exactly sure. But 4 boxes with brand new bearings, and it's a 3-cylinder engine. That doesn't really make any sense either. So I'm not exactly sure who worked on this engine prior to this. With all those miscellaneous new and used parts on that table, I'm really not sure what's underneath of this hood, but I'll open it up and have a look. Underneath of this hood, we still have an engine, and it somehow looks complete. So this right here is the valve cover. That right there is the intake. We have 3 injectors and 3 glow plugs in line. The alternator is right down here. Exhaust manifold is on there. So the cylinder head and everything seems to be placed within the engine bay. And all the plumbing to the radiators seems to add up. But I'm not exactly sure what's inside of this engine. I could just go ahead and turn this engine over, but that might cause some serious issues to the engine, and then I might have a bigger problem than I already have. Over there on that table, I have new and used parts, so I'm really not sure who worked on this engine before me, but I think my best option is to actually just take this engine out, tear it into pieces, and see what the real issue is. And whoever worked on this machine before me didn't really do a good job, because if you work on a machine and you have all your gaskets in place, that right there shouldn't happen. I shared with you guys my newest project, the John Deere 1445. It does have some engine issues. As you guys saw, there are new and used parts over here on this table, and whatever is in that engine is really unknown. But if you guys are interested to know what's inside of that engine, stick around for an upcoming episode. I will be removing that engine and tearing it down in the same episode, and then we'll figure out together what actually went wrong with this engine and how we'll rebuild it. If you guys are interested in engines, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, because I will be working on this engine and many more in the near future. Turn on your post notifications to be one of the first to see my upcoming videos, and I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button down below. It helps the channel grow a little bit, but it also gives me feedback if I'm sharing quality content with you guys. I'll see you guys in an upcoming video. Peace.